G'day. It's quite early in the morning and I'm probably a little bit tired, but I said that I was going to do this, and so, once again, time for another fortnightly update in another locale. The camera's going to be a little shaky this time, and I apologise for that, but yeah, let's get right into it, shall we? In terms of video games, I've been playing mainly some old Game Boy stuff. Like, I played the Game Boy Color version of Chamber of Secrets. I wasn't really going to talk about a whole bunch of that stuff because I know that that's not super favourable, but believe it or not, I get all of my Harry Potter knowledge from either bits and pieces of the books that I remember, or the video games that I played. The video games, I haven't actually seen any of the films. I'm told that some of them are good, but I've just never gotten around to like watching them. I don't know, I kind of lost interest. I saw some of number one, maybe all of number one, I'm not sure. But Chamber of Secrets, fun little RPG. I finished the Philosopher's Stone on Game Boy Color a couple of weeks ago as well, and that was pretty nifty. I mean, there's nothing really to write home here about. Like, there's just they're simplistic and, I don't know, fun, and you hear that music in the Game Boy Color style, and it's fun. I played it when I was a kid, and, you know, to go back and try it out again and try and finish it all like 100%, yeah, it's pretty nifty and fun. But that wasn't the best thing that I played. The best thing that I played was I actually brought with me Fable Anniversary. So Fable Anniversary is like the Fable game for the original Xbox, which I finished a couple of weeks ago. Again, I'd played Fable. But in Anniversary, it actually has a bunch of new stuff. Like, it has the Lost Chapters included, and it also gives you a couple of extra little quests and things you can do. And I thought that this is the definitive version of Fable. Like, this game made me re-fall in love with the Fable universe, because even though I was playing number one, it certainly hasn't aged that great. And I will say that the art style isn't really complemented that well in this game. There's something about the high-definition graphics that just don't really gel well, if you know what I mean. It's just like, some of the faces look really ugly. I don't know what it's any other way to say it than that. But there's something about Fable where when you visit Albion, there's that combination of just like, maybe it's British humour, where you just get some stuff that isn't exactly funny. It's not head-on funny, but, you know, the more you think about it, the more kind of zany and weird it is. Like, there's a lot of stuff, and I think that one of the qualities that really keep me coming back to Fable is that there's that little hint of darkness, and because everything else is so funny, and sorry once again about the shaking, it's just I've like got this set up on a rickety area, but the thing is, like, it's got that little bit of darkness amongst all this comedy, and it really is, it makes all the dark stuff like a bunch darker, if you know what I mean. Because it just stands out, and it's so misplaced that when you stumble upon something, you're like, oh wow, that's not funny. One of my favourite moments in the first Fable, and Fable Anniversary, consequently, is the Grey House, when you first visit it. Because at the time, you don't know why, it's so weird, and then you just kind of like go there, and that little cutscene plays out, and then you get attacked by the Hollow Men, and it's just a really fucking freaky place, and you know that something went on there, but you can't quite pin it down until you come back later in the game and you look in the cellar. And there's moments like that. Like, I will say of the new stuff, I did like the Lost Chapters. I'd never ever played them before. They were pretty fun. Basic, but fun. Like, well, I suppose that's to be expected of an expansion. But I did really like the Northern Continent. I thought it was fun. The whole smart glass thing, I didn't really take advantage of. I thought it was more of a gimmick, so, you know, I can't talk much about that, but Did they change the voice actor for Jack of Blades? I think they did. And at the end of the game, I don't know how I played this. It was kind of like, because I know how Fable 2 and 3 are, I was just like, let's try and slowly weave our way towards that future. So I did choices that would help cause that future, if you will. So, aside from that, I think it was a really good game, and as I said the other day, Fable's soundtrack is really underrated. I really love it, and it's a shame that when I was playing this, I realized that it's not the holy grail of the Fable series that I once thought it was, especially, playing it twice over in such short succession, but it's not bad, and I really do like the Jack of Blades character, and there's something really heartwarming about how fun all the series is. Aside from that, I did play a couple of other games. I did Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, which the less said about the better. That game is not good. But I'm going to be playing Rechain of Memories Reverse Rebirth pretty soon, and hopefully Riku is better. We'll find out. I finished the Game Boy Advance game of Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship Tournament 2004. Now, I actually owned that since I was a child. Yeah, I just noticed that there was a humming, but I can't really do anything about it, so sorry about that. But yeah, I just finished that Game Boy Advance Yu-Gi-Oh! Game, the World Championship Tournament 2004, and I'd been playing that since I was a kid, like not continuously, but that game is heaps of fun. It plays a little differently to the Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember playing, like the actual Yu-Gi-Oh! But I don't know. Apparently it's the tournament rules for 2004, so maybe I just wasn't up to date, I guess. But no, good game, and it's always fun to just destroy Weevil Underwood and Rex Raptor infinite times. So that's fun. I also finished Cadillacs and Dinosaurs with Ryan, the arcade game. Cadillacs and Dinosaurs is... it makes you really sad that Capcom isn't doing that kind of stuff anymore, where it's just like the arcade beat-em-ups. I feel like that was really their specialty, and it's got... I don't know, it's such a novelty to it, like the whole Xenozoic Tales thing. But that was really fun. I'll see if I can do something with that, but I've been saying that multiple times in these fortnightly updates whenever Ryan and I play an arcade game, and I haven't done anything yet, so maybe I'll try and get on that. Not after this. I'm probably a little bit tired. I'm probably going to go for a little bit of exercise, and then we'll see whether or not I hit the hay. What else? I read the Horus Heresy, Horus Rising book with Garviel Loken in it. Just really kind of basic stuff there. We haven't gotten to the interesting stuff, but it's fucking book one of like 40 something now, so it's like you got to really make a commitment with that series. But yeah, it's alright. I mean, nothing great. I'm sure it's going to build up to something important because, the heresy actually hasn't happened. Although, I think it's funny that it says, like, will the seeds of heresy be sown? Like, that's the big question. And then you fucking turn to the blurb on the back, and it says, the seeds of heresy are sown. And it's just like, what are you trying to do here? But I also saw Blade Runner, and in this depleted state of mind, I'm going to try and talk a little bit about it. Blade Runner 2049 is a very good film. It's a good film, especially if you liked the first one. There are a lot of people that err on one side or another, with the Blade Runner purists saying that it's not great because it's a little too ham-fisted and clunky in its dialogue. And some of the people that didn't like Blade Runner are saying that it's much better than the original could ever hope to be because of those kind of reasons. I'm kind of in a a middle spot between the two. I think it's really, really good, but I don't think it eclipses the original just in terms of like new ideas. I would immediately recommend it to anyone who wants to go and see it. Just be careful though, because it's almost a 3-hour running time, and it's a very artsy film. Those big, wide, establishing shots that tend to go on for a bit, which were a staple of the original film, there are many of those, and a lot of the cinematography is beautiful, but some of it gets overdone as well. While I will say that some of the scenes are pretty heavy-handed in what they're trying to do, they still do it well. It's definitely a film that I feel like will be more appreciated as time goes on, and the fact that it's bombing in the box office, I don't think is a disservice to it, because even the original Blade Runner, if I recall, only scraped through in the box office by a couple of million. A couple of million, right? Yeah. Although that was back when the dollar kind of meant a lot more than it does today. I will say that this could become a cult classic in the future, but to me it's already like a classic. I just cut out a shit ton of Blade Runner stuff because I was spoiling a whole bunch of it, and I think you should go and see it instead of listen to me in a half dumbfounded way talk about it. It's a very good film. I recommend it wholeheartedly. Go see it. It should still be in cinemas for a long time. It needs to make that money back, right? But aside from that, I haven't done really much. I've been working. I've been doing a little bit of painting, and I'm going to hopefully get the deck finished and do some painting on the deck. I got started on some of the deck paint, but then the rains have come, and I've got to try and wait for it to be a not rainy day because I want to make sure I can do it all in one afternoon. Hopefully I don't have to commit an entire morning and afternoon because I'm a lazy fuck, but if that's what needs to happen, that's what needs to happen. Alright guys, well, that's the Fortnightly update. I thank you very much for listening, and I'll catch you guys later.